All right. And there you have it. Of course, that was our very special opening by the Maroons. They're going to be featured at this weekend's community engagement event hosted by the Downtown Rejuvenation Project. And you guys can just come right over. I have on set with me already Albert Avila, Community Liaison Officer of the Downtown Rejuvenation Project, and we're being joined at this time by Wilford Felix and by Musa Shahid. Good morning and welcome, and thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us again.
Thank you for that introduction, and welcome back, Wilford. Of course, we've had you here before working with children, and that is such a great way of showcasing the type of entertainment that will be available this weekend. Albert, quickly, let's just talk a little bit about how these particular engagements fit into the Downtown Rejuvenation Project.
Well, the engagements this year, they're all focused at the government house property. Mm-hmm. And if you recall, when I was on the show a couple of weeks ago, a couple of months ago, we were talking about the Eco Museum.
Yes.
Well, a part of the Eco Museum, the main area of this Eco Museum will be the House of Culture property. Mm-hmm. And so this year we're focusing on promoting the House of the House of Culture property to get people to come there.
Yeah.
And one of the ways we're using to get people there is to have the music, is to have the food, to have the activities, the games for the children. This year we're going to have a kite contest, a small kite contest sponsored by Boeing and Boeing. So all of these events we're using to draw people into that area, because this is going to be the area where the main area in the Eco Museum.
Now, I remember in our last conversation you speaking about trying to break down the barrier that people feel exists with accessing the House of Culture and its property. And in fact, you had a cookout before. How successful was it? And what were some of the things that people said about the experience?
Well, when we did it last year, we had the turnout was smaller. Of course, we were focusing on the residents and the business community of downtown area.
Yeah.
This area we are expanding it more to more of the south side, past East College Canal.
Okay.
And our last engagement we had like about 250 people. So we thought that was very successful.
Yeah.
And they came, we got good reviews from it. We had them fill out surveys, so we knew what they were thinking and so forth. And based on those surveys, we're making certain changes with this one.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll get even more people to come into the area. And the idea is to have the community feel comfortable coming to that property. You know, we have the the old battlefield, not battlefield, but the BTL park next door is sort of neglected. So that's going to be the center for our kite contest. So we're going to get people there. We had City Council clean it. We had some volunteers come there and pick up the trash. We're going to have these musicians playing for 4 hours from 11 o'clock to 4 p.m. We're going to have the food, the drinks, and I think everybody's going to enjoy that. If they
I love it. A community cookout and featuring music by the Maroons. That's a new name. Wilford and Musa, tell us a little bit about your group. We know you have been working to promote Creole, Broktong, Sambay music for quite some time, and tell us about this particular group.
Okay, well, the Maroons, as we are now, the name itself shows our evolution and our growth and development as a band. When we first started out, our name was Malinke Vibrations.
Okay.
And one of the things that we found was that when people asked the name of the band and we're like, very proudly, Malinke Vibrations, people would be like, what? Ma what? Mal what?
Yeah, that's not as memorable as the Maroons.
Right. So in terms of branding and marketing, it was a bit more difficult to use that name to develop a brand.
Yeah.
Then we changed to the Maroon Creoles, paying homage and tribute to our teacher's school. Our teacher, Emmett Young, his drum school is the Maroon Creole Drum School. And so we changed the name to the Maroon Creoles so that when people see us, they could know where we came from.
Yeah.
Where we got our start.
Yeah.
But with that too, from the business aspect, there was a bit of mix-up between the name of our band and the school. So then we decided to go just with the Maroons.
Okay.
And so our perspective now, our approach is to brand ourselves as the Maroons because of the historical value of being a Maroon. Maroon comes from the Spanish Camerones, which means mountaineer or mountain man. And that's where our ancestors went to when they revolted against enslavement and colonialism. As a matter of fact, in the geography of Belize, there's a section of it that talks about the slave trade. And in it, there was a report from an inspector that was reporting back to Jamaica, because that was the British base at the time. And in the letter, he was saying that there are rumors of Maroon settlements up in the Blue Mountains. Now, where are the Blue Mountains? That's the same mountain range that you see when you go past Hattieville. Gracie Rock, Shaboon, Malante, Mullins River.
The name,
that mountain range was referred to as the Blue Mountains.
So the name of the band is really to hold on to the culture that you promote through your music.
Yes, and so as I just illustrated, we could use the name of the band to give a historical lesson.
Nice.
And so that's apart from working with the kids, that's the other aspect that we really are here to champion. Because then we look around at our artists, they're following Jamaican patterns or Trinidadian or American. And we struggle sometimes in conversation with them to encourage them to embrace the culture. But in hindsight now, how can you embrace something that you don't know?
It's true.
And then now as adults we would say, well, the older one, they never teach me nothing. But you're a big man or a big woman, no, you know where the library is, you know what Google is. There's a arm of our government called the Institute for Social and Cultural Research. These people have a treasure trove of information that we can tap into, and so we are using this network to write songs about the history and the culture.
You know what I appreciate about what you're saying at this time is while you will be providing music at the event itself, I am very sure, because we've worked with you before, that you will also take the time to educate people on historical context, as we just did, and this fits so perfectly into what you were doing with the Downtown Rejuvenation Project and being able to ensure that the history, not just of the country, but also of the city, is preserved as well. So this is a perfect fit for you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because a part of the of our event too, we'll also be giving tours of the House of Culture, free tours of it, because a lot of the visitors or the community, they haven't been inside the house. So we want them to go in there, and we tell them the history about it. And when these guys are on stage, you know, they'll not only be playing, but they can also talk about the history, the culture, and what they do. And that's what we want to do. We want to showcase the local, the bands, the artists.
Yeah.
The last one we had was Harrison Doggy King. This time we'll have the Maroons, and we're going to have Family Fusion, Band, and Friends, right?
Yes.
And Friends.
I got it right. They also be doing. They also be playing. So.
Yeah. Now, here's an interesting thing about the music that you play. It is just the type of music that anybody starts to move when they hear it. Once they hear the beat. Musa, tell us about your involvement with the band and how long you guys have been working together.
Well, me and Wilford personally been working together for like from 2013 or 14.
Okay.
Yeah. Duane also took the workshop with Wilford around the same time. But personally, I've been playing music since I was 4. I grew up with my parents in the music setting. The Family Fusion band that we just said we're going to be playing, them. But the Maroons, the reason why I strayed away from the Family Fusion is because I grew up in that. I know that, right? But the culture part isn't something that you're going to learn in school. You're not going to go to school and learn about the Creole history. You're not going to go to school and learn about Sambai or Brock Down or the djembe. You know what I mean?
And how to make it.
And how to make it, how to play it, how to sing, how to dance. You don't learn none of this at school. So for me, being in this band and playing and being able to express and be a role model and be an example to the younger generation coming up and let them see that there's something in culture, there's something in roots, right? Because from I'm small growing up, every carnival we go, I never seen a Garfuna drum, I never seen a djembe or a Sambai drum, the dun set, none of these. All I see is a ton load of trucks with speakers and a whole bunch of beautiful ladies jumping up and down.
Yeah.
That's all I see. I don't see nothing of our culture, right? But the minute you could flick the channels and you see Trinidad culture, the tourists are paying to go in the carnival, right? So our culture is like a business. For me, I take it as a business. It's a lifestyle. If I can't do this, I'm not happy.
Yeah. Tell me something. You said you were a part of Family Fusion. You guys play what type of music?
We play all genres.
Yeah.
Any
mostly
genres,
covers, though?
Yeah, mostly covers. We have a lot of originals, but being that my mom is an elder now, she's like kind of slowing down with a lot of the singing. So we're like focusing on a lot of instrumentals. We do a lot of dub, a lot of Bob Marley. Burning, we do Gregory Isaacs, a lot of old school artists, because that's what my stepfather really, that's where his mind is.
Yeah.
Right, so that's what we focus on, a lot of the old school genres.
Yeah.
That's what we deal with, like old school reggae, we play jazz, sometimes we play soca, sometimes we play brought down music, but that's his set of genres.
Yeah.
Jazz, reggae, swing, bossa nova, that's his type of stuff, blues.
And what specifically made you make that move from working with your family in doing covers to saying, I want to learn cultural music, and specifically this type, the Sambai?
Well, 100% honesty it's because of where I'm going to go with it, right? It's culture, it's roots. You can't go nowhere in the world with someone else's roots. Right? Me and Wilford had the privilege of going to New Orleans last year to represent Belize for the Jazz Fest. It was good, but it was also an eye-opener. For me, I noticed that as Creole people, we're way behind time. And the only tribe of people in this country that constantly cherish their roots, give gratitude to it, is the Garfuna people. Because compared to the amount of bands they had representing them, to us, it was ridiculous. They had Chica Ramos, Super G, Wagira Lejamas, Sweet Pain, Garfuna Collectives. Man.
Plus, we also met a band there that was from Honduras,
Garfuna
but was living in
Generation.
New Orleans.
Yeah. Garfuna Generation.
Yeah.
Man, they were
So you
so
guys
many.
as Creole, as representatives of the Creole
We were the only
culture,
ones.
realize that you need to step it
Yeah.
up. I love hearing. I mean, this is the passion that you have about being able to promote Creole culture. And I think from hearing from you, Musa, I've interacted with Wilford several times. I know you work with the kids, so you're working on passing it on. This is such an important discovery process for you individually, but also in promoting to the wider public. And again, Albert, I mean, they're doing part of the work for you here in being able to promote it. And what better way to get people engaged rather than coming for a lecture is hearing music and being entertained as well as educated. Now, I know that a part of putting together this engagement is exactly that. People don't always get attracted to coming to hear a lecture or doing a tour of a museum. So you add in free food and free music. And
you know, like I said, we're throwing in the kite contest.
Yes.
We have the National Creole Council coming to do some Creole games with the kids. We have the face painting. We're going to invite some of the little vendors, the snow cones person, the nachos people to come there. We're also asking the community, if you have your old pictures or your old letters, above older than 1930, bring that, because we want to digitize it and have that information for the new museum when it's finally finished.
So people can contribute to their own part of documenting history.
Exactly.
Yeah. So let's go through some of the activities here. We talked about the snacks. You'll do some of the common vendors that we see, and then your kite competition.
Yeah. Well, I found out that we haven't had the kite contest in 3 years. I think Bowen was doing it. When I spoke to them, they hadn't done it in 3 years. And that was always part of our culture. I remember when I was growing up, going to the kite contest, participating in it. And I say, you know, we need to do that. And that's a good way to promote the old BTL park next to the House of Culture.
Yeah.
And so, you know, we call it a mini kite contest. We're going to give prizes for the best Mooney, the best singer, the most unique, the largest kite throughout the days. And Bowen will sponsoring some medals. I will be giving out some prizes, some gift bags to the winners. And then we also have the basketball shootout, the bumper balls, and as I said before, the face painting.
And traditional children's games.
Yeah, and some of the cultural games for the kids. And it's all totally free to come in. You don't have to pay at the entrance, right? Just the gate will be open, just come straight in.
Yeah.
And that's what we're trying to achieve. We want people to feel comfortable coming into the House of Culture.
Yeah.
It's like a family day.
It is. And the tours are going to be at a scheduled time, so people can...
We want to have a tour basically every hour, around that same time, the 12, 1, 2, 3 o'clock. We want to show the visitors the plans of what we're going to have inside that museum. And also we have the plans for the outside as well. So we want to show that. That will take like maybe 5 minutes as part of the tour. And we have we've been doing some 2 cent scams with Creme. And one of those 2 cent scams was focused on the government house, which will last like 5 minutes. So we want to show that as well as part of our oral history, because the oral history is also important. Because it's a community that will tell the story about our history and culture. So we also want to promote that.
Now, one of the things we've spoken about before is how you want people to kind of change their perspective of the of the government house. How have you been able, or have you seen any changes so far?
It's you know, through our surveys that we've taken, because that's the only way we can really tell. A lot of people come, you don't get to speak to them one-on-one. We get to speak to a few of them. So we do surveys, and we can see some slight changes, right? We ask them what they want us to do with it, and they'll tell us. But it's going to be something that we'll have to do month after month, and that's what we want to do. And not all of the engagements might be as grand as this, because it's very expensive to do something like this. But if we can do it on a regular basis, month after month, we could have bands like the Maroons could come, play some music. We have some food, some get together with the community. Eventually, the attitude will change. But it's not something that's going to happen overnight. It took
Yeah.
us hundreds of years to get like this.
Yeah.
It's not going to change overnight.
Yeah.
So we have to work at it.
Yeah. And so let's just get the date and time that people can come to the community cookout engagement.
Okay, again, it's Saturday, March 18th, which we get going at 11 o'clock until 4 p.m. And we'll have food and entertainment throughout that day. We're inviting everybody to come. The old district people too, not only Belize City people.
Yeah.
And we want the community to come in, participate. We want to hear their stories, you know, bring their pictures, bring some old letters. If you have small little items, bring that as well.
Yeah.
Last
So
time I
we
checked,
see.
is it Miss Myrna doing the games?
Miss Myrna wasn't there last time, but we
She told
hope
me
she'll
she will be able to
Yeah.
come
there
Saturday and do the
this
games.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Because and she could come and tell us some stories as well,
She'll
right?
tell you about she'll have people doing the Brock Makachista,
Yeah.
and they'll be doing hopscotch and all kinds of stuff. I know that much of this, Myrna, so it's gonna be fun. And you'll be surprised how little the kids know about these games now that we used to play. So it will definitely be an event that you want to stop by. It's in Belize City, completely free. Free entertainment, free food, drinks as well, and they'll have stuff on sale as well.
Yeah, we have small snacks
Yeah.
on sale, like maybe the snow cones person,
Yeah.
some hot dogs. But if you come early, we're giving out tickets for free food and drinks.
Yeah.
Boeing sponsoring the drinks, so come early.
And get
there
your
quick.
kite. It's March. It hasn't been typical March weather, but you might still be able to get a kite up. The kite competition also takes place, so go ahead and make them and come out on Saturday. Thank you all for being here. You'll also get to hear the Maroons and Family Fusion and Friends. And you definitely don't want to miss that entertainment. We're going to go ahead and take our final break. When we come back, we'll have our wrap up, so stay tuned.